So these are some of my favorite ab workout exercises. I start with the Pilates move where you pull your abdominals in, press your low back into the ground, and it's about breath. So you breathe. The lower your legs, the straighter the legs, the harder it is. You can put your hands behind your head to rest your head in your hands. If your neck gets sore, you can raise your legs up, higher even, but just keep that belly pulled in and keep the low back connected to the floor. Whichever level you choose, it's about keeping the abs in and breathing. So challenge yourself by legs being straighter and lower to the ground. Keep your knees together and pull your knees to your front shoulder deltoids, right and left. When you extend your legs, really tuck the abs in, keep the low back pressed. Exhale is always on the exertion. So again, the lower your legs are, the harder it is. And just remember, breathe, breathe, breathe. Abs pulled in, low back is connected. If you fatigue, give yourself a break. You can always go into a bridge by putting your feet on the ground and lifting your hips. But challenge yourself and try and improve the abs, because this is the basis of your spine strength. Lift your hips, walk your heels close to your hips. This stretches out the entire front core. Do this whenever you fatigue. And then once you get just a little stretch, a little break, go right back to it. I like to bend my knees, scoop, and tuck. Tucking the tailbone works the low transverse abdominals. Scoop the legs down low and lift. Try not to use your legs as momentum. Really focus on lifting the hips. Keep your head, shoulders up, rest your head in your hands. And again, if your neck gets tired, if you fatigue, lay your upper body down. Put your hands in a fist underneath your tailbone and do the same move with your legs. I really like this one because it focuses on the low abdominal area. Do it as many times as you can, and again, when you fatigue, take a break and go into a bridge. Tuck and scoop and lift the tailbone. So I open up my arms, legs straight to the ceiling, knees and feet together, and then slowly I take my legs to the right and left. And when I do that, I lift my feet toward my shoulders. Really, again, working the low abs. Exhale on the way up. Now, if this is too much of a challenge, bend your knees a little bit and then bring your knees up to your arms. Working the low abs, but definitely working the obliques. It's one of my favorite. Now, you don't have to go all the way down to the floor, and you can bend your knees to modify this. Always exhale on the way up. Try to keep your shoulders, hands on the floor. Challenge yourself by extending your legs. The straighter your legs, the harder it is, but it really focuses again on the obliques. Breathing, exhale on the way up. All the way to the side and exhale on the way up. Breathing through this whole thing. The more you do, the stronger your abdominals get. Breathe all the way to the side, left. And again, bend your knees if you start to fatigue. Bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a little break. And then let's do a back hyperextension. Now, when you work front, you work back. So you tighten your glutes. You can lift upper body and lower body, or you can just keep your upper body on the floor and lift your legs, or you can keep your legs on the floor and lift your upper body. Most important, squeezing your glutes and breathing. Finish up with a nice up dog, and then take it back into a child pose. This stretch feels so good after you've done this workout. So remember, always, you work front, work back. I don't think you can do enough back hyperextension exercises. So back to obliques, hands behind the head. Rest your head in your hands. Open up your elbows. Cross your ankles, open up your knees, and bring opposite front shoulder to opposite knee. Exhale on that move. Always exhale on the exertion, keeping your abs pulled in and getting your shoulders just as high as you can toward your knees. You feel yourself start to fatigue again. Just take and drop the feet to the floor and just stretch out by going into a bridge. Exhale, bringing up the shoulder, breathing. It takes about 10 minutes to do a nice ab and back workout. Whichever area for you is the weakest, then focus on that. If the low back is your problem, do more hyperextension. But either way, strengthening your core, your low back, and your abdominals, it's the foundation for wellness, for body. Take a break, bring your knees to your chest, and then this one is a little tricky, maybe for some people. Extend your legs, keeping your abs in, hands above your head. Touch your fingers behind your quads. And again, keeping the abs pulled in. Exhale. Breathing, exhale. Hands behind your head if your neck starts to fatigue. Stay with the same exercise. The lower the legs, the harder it is. So if you start to fatigue or if this is bothering your back, take your legs at a higher angle. Always, I like to stretch out with a bridge, stretching everything you just worked, and then lower down one vertebrae at a time. Fix your shirt, always fix your shirt. I go into an elbow plank for this one, and you're just barely moving, dropping your hips and lifting them. I don't move on the elbow plank. My preference is a full arm side plank where you drop your hips and lift. This really is working the lateral obliques. I like it because I'm working my upper body and I'm working my core. So you're getting a little workout with your shoulders. And if it bothers your wrist, go to elbow. And if you do go to elbow, just stay in a static position. Because anytime you're in a plank, be it one arm or two, you're working core and you're working upper body. And it just doesn't get any better than that. Stretch out a little bit by putting your arms behind you. And then again, start out with your elbow. Never, ever, ever let your shoulder collapse into your neck or head. Keep your body in alignment always. And again, my preference is just a full arm side plank. Drop the hips and lift them, squeezing your obliques when you do that. Never, ever, ever push your body beyond the limits. Always listen to your body. I'm religious about that. If something is hurting me, I never force or just plow through it. I rest until it's gone. I ice, do whatever I need to, and then when I'm ready, I go back. Never ever ignore when your body is telling you stop. So I'm gonna take and do hyperextension again from my back. Same thing, both upper body and lower body. And then I go into an up dog and a down dog, and that's it.